Greetings and welcome. My name is Vadim Neiman. I'm the Artistic Director of the Manchester Music Festival, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to this spotlight interview with Mia Wang. To remind our patrons, Mia was a young artist in our Manchester Music Festival Young Artist Program in 2017. She's had a very colorful life and she continues to distinguish herself in many areas, and we are just so delighted to talk to you. So welcome, Mia.
Hi! Hi everyone, my name is Mia. So I'm a young YA, like in 2017.
So would you be willing to tell us what kind of experience did you have at MMF? Was it a positive experience that you had with MMF?
Yeah, intensive, but definitely positive. Like I've learned a lot of things there. I really cherish that memory there. It helps me a lot after in my work, in my chamber music experience. And when I'm playing, I always think of my experience in the festival.
I remember how flexible you were. Do you remember that one of the pianists was unable to arrive on time to the festival?
Oh yeah.
And then you and I had to play with Amelia Dietrich. We played the Moszkowski suite together.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I'm so happy that he didn't came.
Well, I won't tell him you said that, but I did have a good time playing with you. That was fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah. Do you stay in touch with any of the other young artists?
Yeah, like Wilton and I'm supposed like Amelia too. Like we still have Instagram. So we chat through Instagram.
That's nice. So Mia, do you keep in touch with other faculty members besides me?
Yeah, you. Not really. I think it's because I'm not in the States. So I mean, like there was a violist who is Taiwanese. I think I saw his performance afterwards, after the festival. I think in Taiwan.
Cheyenne Chen?
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
And otherwise, not really. Andres Cardes.
Right. Well, all of that's going to change, though, because you're coming to Chicago to study at Northwestern. So talk a little bit about that. You know, you've had a couple of years out of school now, and we're going to talk about your career a little bit, too. But maybe you can talk about your motivation for going back to school, to graduate school.
Okay, so do you remember that when I went to the festival, I was struggling whether should I go to master or not? Because I was confused. A lot of people, they get really good degrees, even like they get their doctorate degrees in the States and maybe from either from USC or something. But when they came back to Taiwan, they cannot get a proper job. Like there's no space for them to get a job in university or schools. So it was kind of like confused for me. Like people told me to get a good degree,
right? Like
to get a degree, but they can't tell me what to do after. So in that time, I chose to work first. Like I also love to act, so I chose to maybe try something in acting and try something in TV shows to find out which kind of work and which kind of occupation I really want. But so after 3 years, I think it's time for me to go for a master degree now. I think through it, and I think my motivation will be different this time. Like I'd like to meet more people by pursuing my degree, and I think this will help me in my occupation in the future. Absolutely.
And I remember you and I had a conversation about that at the festival, because you were expressing, I'm so old and I'm not going to have time. Of course, you were very young when you came. That was 2017. You're still very young, and you were young then. So I think it's really brave and wonderful what you've done, that you've tried your hand at different things and you've tasted the world and tried different career options, and going back to school will only help you. So that's great that you're doing that.
I think it's better. It's better.
Yeah, so whom are you going to study with at Northwestern University?
Ribeiro, Mr. Ribeiro, Gennaro Ribeiro.
Yes. So Mia, take us back to the beginning now. So I know a little bit about your background because you and I chatted about it a few months ago. But I think our
Yeah.
audience would be really interested because you've had a very unusual life. So maybe you could talk a little bit about growing up in Taiwan and your violin studies, and then what you did when you went off to France, and so all of that. Maybe just tell us the story.
My mom, she's a musician too, but when I was little, she always forced me to practice violin, to play violin. I don't like violin when I was small. I hated violin because my mom always just scream at me and force me to practice. So I even wrote a book about this. Afterwards, I kind of like escaped to France for an exchange year, and then that's just opened my vision, opened my vision to the world. So afterwards, I tried to find out festivals abroad by myself on internet and go join.
Amazing. Was that scary?
You mean my mom?
No, for you. Was it scary to be so young and in a different place?
To be abroad?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, for me, nothing is scarier than my mom.
Ha! I'm sure many people agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, she's a tiger mom. Oh my god.
So she was forcing you to practice, and you felt like you needed an escape, and so you went to France. And did you live with a family when you were in France?
Yeah, I had 3 host families.
3 host families.
Yeah, but it was really difficult. I didn't speak French when I went there.
Oh.
I thought they speak English.
So did you learn
like
French?
in Taiwan, the school teachers say English is the international language. So I suppose everyone speaks English in the world.
I see. And
Yeah.
so you had to learn French, but really quickly, right?
Yeah, I attended high school there,
Wow.
for 1 year, so I have to learn it.
Yeah. How is your French? Is it good?
Ça va.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. Wow. And so you stayed with 3 families. Do you still stay in touch with those families? Are you friends?
Yeah. They came to visit me in Taiwan.
Wow.
So whenever I went to France, I would go for them too.
I'm sure they feel almost like you're their daughter in a way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think so. Many interesting things happened there.
So you were what, 16, 15, something like that?
No, 18.
18. Okay, so you were a little bit older.
Legal age to drink.
Oh, well.
In
Okay.
France.
I see. So many things happened when you were in France.
No. But they're really nice.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
I didn't expect them to be so nice though.
And were these families musical families or totally not musical?
Not at all. They're 2 of them are lawyers,
Mm-hmm.
and 1 of them are businessmen.
They must be very proud of you as a musician. It must have been really interesting for them to watch you practicing. And were you taking lessons when you were in France?
Yeah, I took a lesson with a professor in conservatory.
Mm-hmm. And did you
I
learn?
think her name is Madame Lukian, something.
Mm-hmm. Did you learn a lot when you were there?
Oh, it was really fun because my French isn't really good, but we can communicate through music.
I see.
Yeah,
Well,
so it was fun.
Music is truly the international language, right?
Oh yeah, better than English.
Better than any language. Yeah. And so Mia has written a book. And I've got a copy right here. It's really exciting that you got your copy there. And Mia was nice enough to sign mine, which was really sweet. And there's my signature there. So Mia, tell us about the book.
Did you read it?
Well, I wish I knew how to read the characters.
Okay, so it's about my French life, my life in France for 1 year, and it's also wrote about the mood, the what I was thinking when I escaped from my mom,
Mm-hmm.
The way she treated me when I was young. It was terrifying. So, but I didn't understand her. So after the year in France, I start to appreciate her.
Yeah, I saw you and your mother together, and I have to say, it seemed like you were good friends.
Oh, it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes
Yeah. So how, if I may ask, how old are you now, Mia?
26.
26. Okay, so
I'm old.
no, you're not old at all. So you left home 8 years ago and you've had this really interesting life and career in the meantime, and now you feel like you can come back to being friends with your mother, and you wrote a book, and that's just amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now tell us a little bit about your social media presence, because you're very active on social media. I think you could be described as a social media influencer because you have a lot of followers, and you do like modeling for different companies and products. And so what is that like?
So I participate in TV drama and TV shows. So it's necessary that I had to build a social media account. And some company, they will just ask me, like, for example, to do modeling for wireless ear pods,
Mm-hmm.
something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it like? I mean, like, I think nowadays musicians or artists, we all should build our own social media because it's easier to allow you to reach out to your fans and to make connection to your audience, so that they won't feel like you are really unfamiliar to them.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit active, not as active as you are, but I definitely understand that. But, you know, most of our patrons at Manchester Music Festival are very new to social media. So I think to them, what you do, how active you are, is really unusual. And I always see your posts about food. You always seem to be eating something really tasty looking. So are you just going to restaurants and trying out different foods?
Yeah, that's the life in Taiwan. Taiwan's food is really good. You should come visit.
I would love to.
Yeah, Taiwan food's really good.
Good food, good shopping is what I hear also.
Shopping maybe America is better.
Oh, really? Okay. That's good to know. So do you see yourself as a leader, like a role model for other young women?
I mean, not really. I wish I can do that. So recently I signed a contract with a management company.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to do vlog and do things. So yeah, I wish somehow I can build my faith and convey, like, I mean, I want to convey something to the world is nothing is impossible. Just don't make limit to yourself. Yeah. So with the management company, I think we'll have, like, maybe I'll publish something else, maybe, or even I'll record a CD. But we'll do vlog first when I go to Northwestern.
That's amazing. What kinds of things do you see yourself writing about?
So I want to write a novel.
Really?
I came from a separate family.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mom was divorced with my father, so she kind of like raised me up alone. So what I really want to tell the world is, like, you can do it. Like, you can do a lot of things by yourself. Like, you only have to be brave and have faith in your heart. Those
are good words for everyone.
Yeah, and I'd like to write a novel, which is about my grandma, but it's in the future. I'm still working on it.
Wow. You should have all your books translated. Now, can our patrons get your book in English by any chance?
I will ask my publisher. Like, I'll ask them if they can do that. Yeah. I can teach them Chinese first.
There you go. So I have another question for you, because you are a young professional, obviously, an entrepreneur, or entrepreneuse in your case. If you could talk to yourself when you were 15 years old, what would you say to yourself? Don't
set any limit. Like, you can do everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't thinking about I can attend in school abroad. Like, it was like so far to me. Like, I don't know. I even don't know where is Chicago. I haven't heard of Northwestern. So I saw a movie called Love Rosie when I was like 17 or 16. And the main character, the male character, he attended Harvard.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, wow, this school is so pretty. I'd like to go to America for school.
So would everyone else.
But back to then, it was like so far to me. It was like a dream. Like I don't even know how to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but after the experience I had, so I applied Northwestern and I got in. So yeah, I think just don't make any limitation for yourself.
And so Mia, in, I don't know, 3 years from now, and then 10 years from now, and then even 20 years from now, can you see a future for yourself? Or is it hard to see that far into the future?
I mean, after 3 years, I'll be 29. After 10 years, I'll be 36. I don't know. I was planning maybe after 3 years I can have a house in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure yet. After 10 years, maybe in music industry or even management company.
Wow.
After 20 years, that's too far. I'll be really old then.
No, you won't. You'll still be young.
I still have many options in life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure like which kind I'm going to, like what I'm going to be.
Yeah. Well, it's just like you're going to taste life, taste all the different things and just go down different roads, right?
Yeah. Life is like a box of chocolate.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. So Mia, you're going to share some music with us, right? What are you going to play for us?
So I'm going to do the Seasons from Vivaldi.
Everybody's going to love that. Well, Mia, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. It's great to chat with you.
Yeah. Thank you.
A pleasure. And I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.